December 7th, 1941. The sky over Hawaii explodes in fire. Battleships burn. Planes fall from the clouds. Over 2,400 Americans are dead in just 2 hours. The next day, the United States declares war. But what if it didn't recover? What if the attack on Pearl Harbor attack didn't unite America, but broke it instead? What if fear, political division, and military weakness stopped the United States from becoming the superpower we know today? How different would World War II look? Would Europe fall completely? Would Asia be controlled by Japan? Would the Cold War even exist? Tonight, we explore the world where America never recovered. In real history, the attack on Pearl Harbor shocked the nation. Before that day, many Americans didn't want to enter World War II. There was strong isolationism. People believed Europe's war was not America's problem. But Pearl Harbor changed everything. Factories switched to war production. Millions enlisted. The U.S. economy exploded with industrial growth. By 1944, America was producing more weapons than any country in history. It became the arsenal of democracy. But let's change one thing. Imagine the damage at Pearl Harbor is worse. Instead of aircraft carriers being away at sea, they are destroyed in the harbor. Oil reserves are wiped out. The Pacific Fleet is crippled for years, not months. Panic spreads across the West Coast. Political leaders argue. Some demand revenge. Others demand negotiation with Japan. Instead of unity, America becomes divided. War production slows because fear and uncertainty dominate Washington. Confidence collapses. And now the timeline shifts. Without rapid American recovery, Japan expands freely. The Philippines fall faster. Australia feels isolated. Japan strengthens control over Southeast Asia. There is no quick American counterattack at Midway. The famous turning point never happens. The Pacific remains under Japanese dominance for years. This forces Britain to stretch its already thin forces. Asia begins to look very different. Meanwhile, in Europe, Nazi Germany continues its campaigns. In real history, American troops land in North Africa, then Italy, then France. But in this timeline, the United States is too weak, too divided, too unprepared. The D-Day invasion never happens. The Soviet Union fights alone on the Eastern Front. Eventually, the USSR might still defeat Germany, but at a much greater cost. And here's the twist. Without strong American involvement, the Soviet Union pushes even further west. Most of Europe could fall under Soviet control. The Cold War would not be East versus West Europe. It might be Soviet Europe versus a weakened United States. World War II is what transformed America into a superpower. The war boosted industry, technology, global influence. Without full recovery after Pearl Harbor, that transformation never fully happens. No massive economic boom. No dominant global dollar system. No overwhelming military presence across the globe. The United States might remain a powerful country, but not the dominant global leader of the 20th century. And that changes everything. Would the atomic bomb still be developed? Maybe, but without urgency and massive funding, the Manhattan Project could be delayed. If Germany or the Soviet Union develops nuclear weapons first, the balance of power flips. The Cold War might begin with America already behind. Or worse, America might become isolated while other powers control global politics. Think about today. Would NATO exist? Would America have hundreds of overseas military bases? Would Hollywood dominate global culture? Would the internet, born from U.S. defense projects? look the same? One failed recovery in 1941 could reshape the entire modern world. Pearl Harbor was a tragedy, but it became the spark that unified a nation. In our reality, America recovered and rose. But in another timeline, that fire in the sky could have marked the beginning of decline instead of dominance. History is fragile. Sometimes 2 hours can shape an entire century.